I rewrote this story to show that cowboys and God have a sense of humor. Now, when you read this, I want you to picture yourself as one of these cowboys. Here we go. 3 cowboys were working on a cattle ranch near a small town in Wyoming. 2 of these cowboys decided to ride across the back country to town. Their partner had to stay and ride fences. As they were getting close to town, they came across a cemetery. This cemetery was on a hill, surrounded by a white picket fence. There was a big pecan tree at the top of the hill in the center of the cemetery. The 2 cowboys saw the tree and decided to tie their horses up on the back side of the cemetery, climb over the fence, and get a bunch of pecans. They wanted Cookie to make 3 pies, 2 for them and 1 for their buddy they left behind. When they gathered a bunch of pecans in their bandanas, they sat down on the backside of a large tombstone, and you couldn't see them from the road. They started dividing the pecans. This one cowboy had a very deep voice, and he was getting 2 pecans for him and his buddy back home. He began, 1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 2 for me. While he was dividing the pecans, he dropped a couple of them, and they rolled down the hill and came to rest by the fence. A very young boy was riding his pony down the road when he heard these voices. He listened carefully, and he looked around and didn't see anything. This young boy got on his pony and took off down the road, and in a short piece he met an old couple that were very crotchety. He told them, Jesus and Satan are dividing up souls at the cemetery. The old couple thought the little boy was a little crazy, but they followed him to the cemetery. As they got closer, they heard the voices, and the voices got louder and louder. 1 for you, 2 for me. 1 for you, 2 for me. That's all of them. Now, I'll go down and get those last 2 by the fence. The crotchety old couple beat the little boy back to town. Now, the little boy didn't need to worry, but the old couple knew they weren't right with the Lord, and they tried to run from Satan. The scriptures are Revelations 21:18 and Matthew 25:41. If you were by the fence and heard Jesus and Satan dividing souls, what would you think? Am I going home with Jesus or to the fiery lake?